Hello everybody and welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer. And Newcastle, maybe we are going to be taking you a lot more seriously than we first thought, and probably sooner than we first thought, because it's been a good window for Newcastle so far, but it just seems to be getting better and better and better, not only with the business that you're doing, but also the names that you're being linked to as well. The name today, as I'm sure you've already seen, will cause a little bit of controversy. A lot of people will laugh at this transfer, but all may not be as appears. Guys, do me a favour. I'm repping the Newcastle badge. I love this background, by the way, that 3D effect. I love that. I've got the Newcastle jersey on, well, as close as I can find. Do me a favour, hit that like button and subscribe, because we are a general football channel. And listen, the way Newcastle are doing business this summer, I've got a funny feeling we are going to be talking about the Magpies a lot next season when they're pushing for Europe. Top 4? Who knows? Who knows? But let's get into it, because if you don't know, you should know. Anthony Gordon is the player that is being linked. It has been leaked everywhere, all over social media in the last hour. Sky Sports, other reputable journalists, go and have a look if you haven't seen it already. This will be divisive for a few people, both in the Everton camp and the Newcastle camp. That's not something that always happens. It's very rare that you get two fan bases. I would say both fan bases probably are pretty much split down the middle, of Everton saying 35 million for Anthony. 35 million for Anthony. Yeah, take him. It's fine. I think you'll see a lot of other Everton fans saying, do you know what? He's young. He helps with the English quota. It's a squad player. And don't forget 5 substitutions next year. And he's a very good player anyway. He's in their first team. You'll also have people in the Newcastle fan base saying 35 million on Anthony Gordon. I mean, I know we've got money now, but oh, bloody hell. But then I think you'll have other fans that see this for what it is. A young, English, talented winger who can get better, much better with age. Can he work under Eddie Howe? I think so. And we'll come on to the stats in a minute that explain a little bit more about this. But why would Everton let them go? Well, the deal with Everton, the takeover, hasn't gone through yet. They are struggling for FFP. I know a lot of Everton fans think everything's okay at the moment. It's really not, especially as the takeover hasn't actually gone through. And 35 million goes a long way to rebuilding a very depleted squad. They can probably get 3 or 4 decent players that, in my opinion, can help them stay in the league next season. I think Everton could struggle. I'm not saying they'll go down next season, Everton, but I think this money goes a long way to making sure that doesn't really become a possibility for them. So he's 21 years of age. He's predominantly a left winger, which I like. Nowadays, you get players that, he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can play as a cam, he can play as a number 8. No, he's a left winger. He doesn't really play on the right. He doesn't play down the middle. He's just an out-and-out left winger. I think we're kind of losing that from the modern game. He is English. I did mention earlier that will help with Newcastle's quota. Contract. It runs out in 3 years. His arm is covering it. I've made a boo-boo there. But it's 2025. That's what it should say. 30th of June, 2025. So 3 years away. He'll be 24. Anthony Gordon could quite easily put in a good season, maybe the season after next as well. And that value could go from 35 to 60 million pound. Let's not kid ourselves and think it won't, because we see what English players go for. This could turn out to be a shrewd bit of business, in my opinion. Last season, 35 games in the Premier League. He had 4 goals, 2 assists. Worth keeping in mind, 10 games, that was coming off the bench as well. So in terms of minutes per goal, could it be improved? Maybe. But he was in a very, very dire Everton team last season. I'm not as outraged at this as I'm sure a lot of people will be. And I'll probably get stick in the comments from people who don't support Newcastle or Everton saying, how can you be okay with a £35 million potential transfer for Anthony Gordon? I'm just seeing it for what it is. And when I'm seeing English players go for the kinds of money that they're going for, I look at this and I think, it's not that crazy. Shoot me if I'm wrong, but I just don't think this is out there. Do I think it's a little bit over the top? Potentially, yes. I would like to pay 20, 25 million, but I'm not falling out of my seat at 35 million because I see what he could become. He's strong. He's tenacious. We saw that against Liverpool, against other big teams as well. Chelsea. He is not afraid to get into the box and make chances for himself. And yes, he might miss them, but he'll improve that part of his game. And he's absolutely rapid. I must admit, I think this is a good signing. I really do. Could it backfire? Of course, any transfer could backfire. But I think in 2 or 3 years, we'll look at this and go, yeah, that wasn't a bad bit of business. But Newcastle fans, let me know your thoughts. Are you a bit annoyed at this? Because yes, you've got endless money, but let's be honest, you can't spend hundreds of millions because you still have to abide by FFP rules. You haven't generated the kind of money you need to go and spend 300 million every window. Are you a bit annoyed that you're spending so much on Anthony Gordon, or do you look at it from my perspective a little bit and think, yeah, I think in 2 or 3 years we'll look at this and go, good bit of business. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Newcastle fans, hit that like button, subscribe as well. Everton fans, it's just going from bad to worse. I don't know what to say for you guys. We'll see what happens next season. But guys, we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.